Viktor Medvedchuk, chairman of the Other Ukraine movement and longtime associate of President Vladimir Putin, has released a new essay presenting his vision for ending the war. He maintains that the denazification and demilitarization of Zelensky's Ukraine are the only path to peace, describing this as the necessary step to end bloodshed and restore order. According to Medvedchuk, peace must rest on truth, not, in his words, on false premises and Western propaganda.
The denazification and demilitarization of Zelensky's Ukraine are not acts of aggression, but the only path to peace, a necessary step to stop the killing of people and to restore justice.
Medvedchuk challenges what he calls the misrepresentation of Russia's goals, saying Western leaders wrongly claim Moscow aims to destroy the Ukrainian nation. He argues that this view has driven sanctions, long-range strikes, and even debates over NATO troop involvement, measures he believes only intensify the conflict.
The idea that Russia wants to destroy Ukraine's people, language, or culture is a false construct born of political manipulation. It serves as justification for endless escalation rather than genuine peace.
A large section of the essay turns to faith and identity. Medvedchuk writes that Kyiv's decision to separate from the Moscow Patriarchate disrupted a 1,000-year spiritual bond linking both nations through canonical orthodoxy. He compares this to England's Reformation under Henry VIII, warning that political interference in religion always brings division.
Kyiv's creation of a new state-controlled church undermines centuries of unity in faith. It replaces spiritual continuity with political expediency and divides a people who once prayed together.
The essay also highlights what Medvedchuk calls discrimination against the Russian-speaking population. He points to restrictions on language use, education, and heritage, along with the removal of monuments to Russian figures. Actions, he says, deepen national division.
In modern Ukraine, the nationalist minority represses the Russian-speaking majority through bans, censorship, and cultural destruction. This policy tears apart families and communities that have lived together for centuries.
Medvedchuk broadens his argument to Europe, alleging that EU and UK leaders follow Washington's lead instead of pursuing their own interests. He names Ursula von der Leyen, Emmanuel Macron, Friedrich Merz, and Keir Starmer. Among those, he says, represent corporate interests over citizens. This, he claims, has cost Europe genuine independence.
The same forces that control Zelensky today control the EU and much of Europe. Political independence has been replaced by economic dependence, and European nations now act as instruments of transnational corporations.
To support his case, Medvedchuk cites President Putin's Valdai address from October 2022, which warned that humanity must choose between cooperation or collapse. He interprets this as proof that Western dominance is fading and a multipolar world is taking shape.
Western hegemony is crumbling before our eyes. Yet many European politicians still cling to the illusion of superiority instead of recognizing the birth of a multipolar world.
Medvedchuk concludes that the conflict's roots lie beyond Kyiv, in a broader struggle for global influence. He insists that lasting peace depends on completing Russia's stated February 2022 objectives, the denazification and demilitarization of Ukraine. Only then, he says, can regional security and equilibrium be achieved.
There is no other way out of the Ukrainian conflict except the implementation of the objectives set in February 2022, the denazification and demilitarization of Ukraine. Only this will ensure Russia's security, prevent a world war, and allow Ukrainians to live in peace.
Medvedchuk's essay outlines a peace plan rooted in religion, history, and a call for geopolitical balance, a framework he believes could shape the next phase of the war and redefine stability across Europe.